Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Hi everyone. I'm starting this small series where I briefly talk about my life and my struggles. I know this isn't like my normal type of content, so you don't have to watch, but I wanted to get this out there anyway. I feel like it would be boring if I had nothing on the screen, and I want something that will kind of show my emotions. And since I can't draw, I'm using Gacha. And yes, I know some find it cringe, but it's easy for me to use, so I'm using it. Gacha has been a big hyperfixation of mine for years, basically, since I love creating stories and I can't draw like stated before. But I'll get into that on my hyperfixations another video. Apologies, I get distracted a lot. It's a thing I do, so you may see that a few times, even in my scripts. I tend to just write my thoughts straight down onto the keyboard, and I'm keeping them in the video so it feels more realistic. I don't know. Let's get into the actual video. Yay! I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, and I'm honestly kind of nervous, but I feel like it's important to talk about this because not many people even know this is a thing. I have something called ARFID. It stands for Avoidant Restrictive Food Intake Disorder, and no, it's not just being a quote-unquote picky eater. Hoping to somewhat spread awareness of this, since even though it seems a lot more people know of its existence than they did when my mum was first trying to get me diagnosed, not many people know of its existence still, and those who do have a limited understanding of what it's like. Obviously, because they don't have it, and it's hard to understand what it's like when you don't have it. So, obviously, everyone who has it experiences will be different. But I'm pretty sure everyone who has it struggles at some point with the problem that nobody seems to know of its existence or what it is. I even went to a hospital the other day due to another problem, and I saw like around 8 different doctors maybe, and not one of them knew what it was, which is a little embarrassing to be honest. I have no idea how to explain how I'm feeling. I'm not very good with words, especially when talking about my own feelings, but I want to try. I want more people to at least get a brief understanding of what it is. ARFID makes it incredibly hard for me to eat certain foods, not because I'm being fussy, not because I'm trying to be difficult, but because my brain and my body react with this intense disgust or fear. That's probably the best way I can describe it. Sometimes it's because of how the food smells, or the texture, or even just the look of it. I could like the taste and still not be able to eat it if it looks gross. For example, mince. I know I like it, I've had it before, But if it looks off, because, for example, some days mince just looks really gross, some days that I can't eat it, even if I like the taste, or if said food I like is touching something that looks really gross and disgusting, I literally can't eat it. I feel nauseous. I can't just quote unquote push through it. It's not a choice. Even just being near food I find gross can make me feel sick. I don't have to eat it, I know that, but if someone else is eating it near me, that's enough to turn my stomach. ARFID affects every part of my life, such as when it comes to taking medication. It's taken me years to be able to take the ones I'm on now, and even then, it's still difficult. Trying to force myself to take care of something like my health when my body is refusing to cooperate is exhausting. Do you know how hard it is to work on something when your own body has a mind of its own, when it won't let you eat, even when you're hungry and you know you need to eat? I live with a very limited diet. I don't have a lot of safe foods. One of my top safe foods is custard yogurts. My mom always makes sure we have some in the house, and I'm really grateful for that. But it's not always easy, and it can get expensive. I tend to eat very bland and plain foods, and I don't eat any fruits or vegetables or etc., which means I'm not getting the amount of vitamins and iron and all that stuff that I need. I don't know what else you get from food. I'm sleepy and too lazy to find out just for this video because I'll probably forget by tomorrow anyways, but you get the point. People think ARFID is just being a fussy eater or a picky eater, or those with it will grow out of it. Spoiler, I didn't. Turns out eating disorders exist. Who knew, right? People sometimes ask me what my least favourite food is, and honestly, I can't even answer that. The list could basically go on forever. Sometimes I just say I don't like something, even if I've never tried it, because trying to explain why I can't try it is even harder. Like sweets, I've never actually eaten sweets / candy before, but I always just say I don't like sweets because it's easier than saying I can't force myself to try them. I think the best way I can describe it is this. If someone handed you a spoonful of dirt and said, eat it, you'd immediately say no, right? You wouldn't even have to think about it. Even if you've never tried it, you know it's not something you want in your mouth. Well, that's what the majority of food is like for me. Luckily, I was diagnosed with ARFID at a young age, same with my autism. That's all thanks to my amazing mom and a really good doctor she found. And said doctor I currently see right now, and I know has my YouTube channel, I think. So if you are watching this, my doctor, you know who you are. I won't say your name, obviously. But just know I am very grateful for all you have done for me. But back to the topic of my ARFID and how I got diagnosed with ARFID and stuff. I don't remember a lot of the diagnosis process. I was really young, but I do know that I went to this hospital quite far from us to help me try get diagnosed. And this one time they brought in this big trolley full of cakes and sweets and everything most kids would be excited for. And I just took one packet of chocolate buns. That was it. My mum always struggled to feed me when I was little. Doctors kept saying it was normal, that I was just being a picky eater like a lot of other kids, that I'd grow out of it. But I didn't, because it wasn't just me being a fussy / picky eater. It was ARFID, and my mum knew something wasn't right. I'm honestly so thankful she pushed for answers. The truth is, ARFID is a real eating disorder, and people like me aren't just being quote-unquote picky eaters. We are not being dramatic or trying to be difficult. We're trying our best to live with a condition that most people don't even know exists. I wanted to talk about this today to spread awareness and maybe help someone else feel a little less alone. And if you're someone with ARFID, know that I get it. I really do. I spent ages thinking I wasn't normal and that I was the only one with this, but I'm not. We're not alone. I found videos and other people online talking about how living with ARFID was like for them, and suddenly the world didn't feel so big. Suddenly I wasn't the only one with this eating disorder. I wasn't alone, and I'm really grateful for those videos and those who talked about their own personal experiences, because one of those videos helped my mum understand me so much more, and it made me feel less alone. There were other people going through the same thing I was going through, and I saw that a lot of people who had ARFID also felt that they were the only one with this eating disorder, since nobody seems to know of its existence or what it is until they found others online with it as well. So even though nowadays there's quite a lot of people talking about ARFID on the internet, it's quite hard to find unless you look for it. And I'm hoping by making this video, it will increase the chances of people seeing this and not feeling alone, even if it's a very small amount. Apologies, this isn't that detailed, and I'm not very good at talking about my own personal experiences and feelings, but I hope to make a few more videos similar to this. Thanks for watching / listening.